A seven-time world champion, holder of seemingly unattainable records, decides to take the boldest step of his career and don the legendary red of Ferrari. The expectation? That Hamilton would bring back the glory days of Maranello. But what seemed like a fairy tale quickly turned into a plot full of tension, doubts, and controversial statements. And the most recent of these came from a former driver of the team itself, Arturo Merzario, who mercilessly stated, 90% of Ferrari didn't want Hamilton. A somewhat controversial statement, but what's the basis for this? Did Ferrari truly believe in Hamilton's talent, or just the weight of his name? So stay until the end of the video so you don't miss any details. Like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more Formula One news. When Lewis Hamilton, who had been a familiar face for 12 seasons with the silver Mercedes colors, decided to trade the traditional tracks for a red suit, the Formula One world was shaken. It was a symbolic moment. The most successful driver of his generation was now wearing the red of Ferrari, the icon of motorsport. And all this right at the start of the 2025 season. It was as if the F1 universe had turned the steering wheel upside down. Coverage from major outlets like ESPN couldn't contain themselves. They treated this transfer as one of the storylines that will define F1 in 2025, a sporting legend taking on new colors. And they explain why. Hamilton has the chance not only to win his 8th world title, but to equal the legendary Michael Schumacher, and, in the process, break Ferrari's title drought that has lasted since 2007. The image couldn't be more powerful. He arrives in Maranello, takes a photo in front of Enzo Ferrari's historic office, and it instantly goes viral, millions of likes in a single click. The world reacted as if it were the confirmation of a historic marriage intimately linked to motorsports culture. Hamilton, in fact, did not hide his excitement. He declared that he finally felt like he was where it should be, and that the simple act of putting on the red jumpsuit was an inexplicable buzz, an intense combination of honor, inspiration, and challenge. But, like any good script, the initial enchantment brought a dose of reality. The spotlight was on Maranello, and the consequences were immediate. Ferrari faced a whirlwind of expectations, both internal and external. The Associated Press even stated that the movement's cultural impact extended beyond the grid, inserting Ferrari into environments ranging from fashion to diversity, revealing a reach that goes far beyond sportsmanship. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Ferrari and Hamilton soon discovered that passion and speed don't always go hand in hand. The start of the season brought flashes of hope, with that sprint victory in China, but behind the spotlight, wear and tear set in. After 14 races without a podium in regular Grands Prix, while Charles Leclerc had racked up 5, Hamilton found himself increasingly isolated in the team's new, red-hot environment. He began to question not only the car's performance, but himself, facing the mirror of the history his arrival promised to write, attacks that now reveal how his performance had been digging a well of inner unease. And then came the Hungarian GP, a defining moment. Hamilton was eliminated in Q2, posting only 12th fastest time. It was the setback that laid bare the climate of crisis. "I'm absolutely useless," he said bluntly. "The team has no problem, so they probably need to change drivers." A 7-time champion admitting defeat on camera, it was the lowest point of his season with the Scuderia. But what do you think? Leave a comment, and before I continue, like and subscribe to the channel so the YouTube algorithm recommends this video, and let's get started. The surreal pressure didn't come from the press or the fans. It came from within. Team principal Fred Vasseur wasn't fazed, but he recognized the gravity of the moment. He and Hamilton completely underestimated the impact of such a profound change after nearly 2 decades together in a standardized team, McLaren/Mercedes. Adapting to Ferrari's Italian culture, with its intense passion, was a shock. "We were stupidly expecting that everything would be under control," said Vasseur, revealing the depth of their emotional lack of preparation for the transition. This frustration spilled over into Hamilton's public statements. In Barcelona, he declared that the day wasn't fun, explaining that in these difficult times, you just keep your head down, you don't give up. In an attempt to reaffirm his warrior mentality, even as the flame began to fade in Hungary, he still tried to justify it. "When you have a feeling, you have a feeling," he said. There's a lot going on in the background that's not great. And he also assured, no, I still love racing. It was an attempt to save faith, even at such a fragile time. Ultimately, these bouts of discouragement didn't go unnoticed. Former bosses like Bernie Ecclestone suggested that Hamilton is tired and even said he should stop now. Even so, allies like Toto Wolff and F1 President Stefano Domenicali himself insist that the Briton still has unfinished business, and that his crisis, however intense, does not represent an immediate retirement. Arturo Merzario, a Ferrari veteran, a legend with decades of experience in Formula One's hottest and coldest races, dropped the bombshell that shook the entire Maranello team. In an interview with Sports Gazette, he did not hesitate. Hamilton's arrival was an operational commercial. 90% of Ferrari employees did not approve of this decision, at least as far as I know. This became a trigger. Imagine 90% of the team opposed to the entry of a 7-time world champion? This transcends sportsmanship. It enters the realm of total incredulity. Merzario detailed what this internal rejection means in practice. A pilot who doesn't feel valued, who do not have the feeling of being part of a united group, loses motivation, and then he launches into a sentence that cuts like a nonstop pit stop. Why kill yourself to gain 3/10 if you keep starting in the third row? It's like saying, there's no point in rhythm if the heart doesn't beat with it. And that's not all. He also demonstrated empathy by recapturing Hamilton's public outbursts. That statement after qualifying in Hungary, where the Briton called himself useless, absolutely useless. Merzario commented, I think that was a bit ironic, but it's still an unacceptable position for a 7-time world champion. It seems to me that Lewis feels demolished by Ferrari. Even so, it's not over yet. He's waiting for the right opportunity. I don't think he'll risk 8th place. If he wants to leave, he'll look for another team, because he's already shown what he's capable of. But Charles Leclerc still has to prove he can be a champion. Arturo. John Elkann Ferrari President Elkann reacted firmly, calling the comments that Hamilton's entry was a commercial move truly unfair. For Elkann, neither the driver nor the team need makeup. The goal is win championships. And, according to him, if performance comes on the track, the rest will fall into place naturally. Former President Luca di Montezemolo also reinforced the sporting vision of the business. He stated that the issue wasn't marketing. Hamilton is a phenomenon with a track record of success, and his arrival doesn't diminish any of the current drivers, but rather focuses Ferrari's ambitions on ending its title drought. And there's more. When Hamilton expressed distrust after the technical disqualification in China, he himself reaffirmed his confidence in the team. Not only that, he emphasized that understanding Maranello's culture, methods, and protocols takes time, but he had 100% faith no time. On the technical management front, Frédéric Vasseur, team principal, stepped in to balance the scales. He admitted that both he and Hamilton underestimated the challenge's internal integration with Ferrari after almost 2 decades with more standardized structures like Mercedes/McLaren. And he added that, despite the difficult moment, he sees progress and has confidence in the pilot's performance. For him, it is precisely because Hamilton is frustrated that we see that the flame of competition still lives. He undoubtedly wants and can react. As rumors of leadership crises within the team surfaced, Ferrari decided to strengthen its core. Vasseur's contract was renewed for multiple years, a clear sign of institutional trust and commitment to the long-term plan. And this gesture did not go unnoticed. Charles Leclerc praised the principal, highlighting his vision, emotional coolness, and the ability to make decisions clearly even amidst the media and emotional noise. Furthermore, Stefano Domenicali, president of F1, expressed optimism about Hamilton's adaptation period. According to him, the Brit is dedicated like never before, even living in a motorhome next to the factory, absorbing every detail of Italian culture. For Domenicali, this could result in a victory this season, something good for the team, for Leclerc, and for the entire F1 grid. But tell me, what did you think of this video? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your opinion, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing.